Hi everyone, how you all doing? Hey, this is nice and cozy, isn't it? Oh, I love this. So I meant to tell you something when I did my last video. I don't know why this slipped my mind, but I'll tell you now. On Thursday, I was in Barnsley. I was at one of my contracts, and I saw three sisters on the magazine Cartwork, and I thought, you know what? I'm going to engage them in a conversation. I'm going to have a good chat with them. And I only meant to sort of stay for a brief 5 to 10 minutes, if I was lucky. I got more than lucky. I was there more than an hour talking to them. But my opening line to them was, well, I didn't think you guys were ever going to return to the magazine Cartwork, but here you are. I said, well, maybe the good news of the kingdom's not been preached in the inhabited earth yet. I said, well, there's going to be a few countries, like my colleagues point out, that, the communist countries where you'll never really get the chance to preach, like China and North Korea and Iran and countries like that. I said, but maybe Jehovah wants things to go on a bit longer. And it was from there that I stayed, I'd say well over an hour talking to all three of them. And it was actually quite easy in the end to talk to them because there they were, being ignored by everyone, which is what you come to expect, don't you? People just go, no time, no time, no time. Or they don't even look in their direction. So their body language says it all, that they don't want to be bothered by them. So I bet they were really surprised when I was talking to them at great length. And then after about 5 to 10 minutes, it became apparent that they knew, all three of them, it dawned on all three of them that I knew a lot about their religion. I knew quite a lot. And then we got on to 1975. And I told them, I said, I distinctly remember quite a lot of the brothers actually selling their houses, and they all went pioneering. I says, I can't forget something like that. I was a young lad, but I was perceptive and I knew what was going on. They wanted to know when I got baptized, where I got baptized. So I told them. I didn't flannel them. I just told them, the outright truth. I didn't think there was any point in exaggerating anything. I thought I'd just level with them. But something then quite strange happened, and kind of took me unaware, this. So I said to them, I remember all the governing body of the 1970s and 80s. I remember Raymond France. I remember Nathan Noor. In fact, I said, in Nathan Noor's case, I remember as a 6-year-old. I says I was 6 at the time. I was born in 63, but as a 6-year-old, the 1969 Melbourne Assembly, he gave the Sunday closing address. And one of the sisters there, and this is in Barnsley, and what are the chances of this, people? She said, I was at that assembly, the 1969 Melbourne Assembly. That, well, you could have knocked me down with a feather at that point. I thought, well, what are the chances of that happening? I mean, it's so long ago, isn't it? And there she was, a sister that was at the same assembly as I was at. I was a 6-year-old. I don't know how old she was. I didn't like to ask their ages. And she remembers Nathan Noor giving the Sunday closing address. Wow! Honestly. I don't know if someone was trying to tell me something, and I don't know. But it is quite remarkable when something like that happens. I'll give you a wave. You're all bloody beautiful, a lot of you. So I'm not a shy boy when it comes to talking to the Jehovah's Witnesses on the magazine Cartwork. It's quite easy for me. And I would rather talk to the sisters than the brothers. Sometimes the brothers can be a bit, a bit gung-ho at times. I think they're all trying to prove, because they're in a teaching role, that they've got to, use quite heavy tactics with what they think are opposers of their religion. Hey, I'm not an opposer of any religion. Did you hear that? I'm not an opposer of any religion. Right? If that religion is a great example and doing the things that Christ taught about, then I'd be quite happy to talk about it. Now, the only religion that I see at the moment that is actually carrying out the letter of Jesus' teaching, and that is staying away from worldly affairs and talking about God's kingdom the way they do and the way Jesus did it, is the Jehovah's Witnesses. If another religion is out there and they are saying equally the same thing, that a person needs to support that messianic kingdom in the time of the end, rather than keep propping up this failed system. There's another religion out there that's doing that, and there may be, there might be countless. So, well, half a dozen, excuse me, half a dozen other religions that are doing it, but I just don't see anybody doing it as openly as the Jehovah's Witnesses are. I know you can point to the Mormons and you can say, well, they go around in twos. Do the Mormons talk about God's messianic kingdom? Someone who has been a Mormon, perhaps they can chip in here. But do the Mormons actually say that the system today will come to an end, that man's current power, that is Anglo-America, will be the last world power, and that God's kingdom will take over? Do the Mormons say that? Well, if they do, can you let us know? But honestly, when that sister said that, wow, it was like, what are the chances? And it did happen. So they invited me to the Kingdom Hall. She kept saying, this one that had been at the Melbourne Assembly like me, she kept saying, the Kingdom Hall's only around the corner, just up there. And it was a Thursday, so I knew what they was kind of edging at, Martin, the door's open, come in, sit down. We'll introduce you to everyone. And at one time, well, a long, long time ago, I would have gone to a different congregation, and I have done. When I've been working in London, I've gone to the Kingdom Halls in London, Ruislip and all round. Because I've had to work in London, I thought, well, rather than go out with my worldly mates, boozing, I'll find a Kingdom Hall. And I used to go to the Kingdom Hall when I was working away. Did it all over England. I suppose Jehovah would have been really proud of me then. He ain't so proud of me now. But I'm still looking for the narrow road, and we all are, aren't we? So I will bid you adieu. Peace out. I said peace, and not the other. See ya.